Hey guys, hope everybody's having a wonderful day today. Today we're going to be learning how to install a defrost timer. I know that some guys struggle with it, and I'm going to show you guys the most basic way to install a defrost timer correctly. Throughout the course of time, I'll show you other cool tips and tricks to wire up a defrost timer to make it do all kind of things. Alright, we'll check back in a minute. What's up, everybody? Today we're going to be installing a DTAV-40 defrost timer. So this is the most common timer that you're going to come across today. So when you open the box, you're going to be greeted with some other information that will be very, very helpful to you. So this is what the Retrofit Label Kit is right here. And what this is going to go over different defrost timers. See if I can get this in so you can see it. It's going to go over different defrost timers that this Grosslin clock will replace. It'll give you your wiring diagrams, your breakdowns. So when we open the box, you're going to be greeted with this right here. I'm going to adjust this camera just a little bit. There we go. So very simple. It's a little digital timer here. Works the same exact way. This right here is going to be your time set tab. So let's say it's 10 o'clock in the afternoon. So right now we're in AM. Okay. Now we're going to go into the PM, the nighttime PM. So and you just adjust that to whatever your time is currently. That way the clock itself stays with the current time. I'm gonna pop that out. All right, so this is your digital defrost timer right here. Very simple. This is going to be a dual voltage timer. So this thing is actually going to do 120 volt or 240. So you do not have to worry about voltage. The other models, they do have another model. I think it used to be set right here. But there used to be a little tab here where you can switch it from where you can switch it from 120 or 240. So when we wire this thing up, let's say that, let's see here. Okay, cool. So what it's going to be is you're going to stick a jumper right here between 1 and 2. That's going to be one leg of your voltage coming in. Your neutral is going to be your second leg. So your 2 voltage power is going to go right here and right here on in. You can now, with the jumper here, you can stick it to 1 or 2. Now I'm just telling you the basic way to wire up a defrost timer. Of course, there's all kind of different ways you can do it. But this is going to be the most basic to help anybody who is struggling. So X is going to be your termination. Your walk-in freezers are going to have a termination, defrost termination. And what that's going to be is it's actually going to energize and kick it back into refrigeration. The older models, the 8145, 20s or 00s, they had a little module on the back that clicked in whenever it supplied voltage and it kicked it back into refrigeration mode. So X is going to be your termination. Then you're going to have your neutral, which is one of your hot legs. 4 is going to be your refrigeration. So 4 is going to be what is, when it goes into cooling or freezing. 1 and 2 is going to be your hot leg. 3 is going to be your defrost heaters. So that's the basic way to wire one of these timers up right here. It's very simple. The whole clock comes out. That's all it looks like right there. And I've seen them before where, I'll come in and I'll find a burnt tracer. Unfortunately, that is a bad, that's one of the downsides of having a digital, moving to anything digital is, these things get wet, they pretty much just, you know, they just pretty much say, I'm not working anymore. And they, you know, you'll come in and you'll see it melted here, you know, or you'll see it burnt here. Typically it's on number 4, you know, it's burning there. And what happens is your water, this board gets wet, and water is a conductor, okay? And it'll get wet, and that water droplet will bridge these two together, and the next thing you know it, you're shorted out, and you got a bad defrost timer. So when this thing is operating, you're going to, in regular cooling mode, this light right here is gonna be green. It's gonna be lit green. When it's in defrost, your red light is gonna... All that noise, he ain't going nowhere. This is gonna be red. That's how you're gonna know that it's actually in a defrost cycle. So yeah, we're gonna go in here and get this thing installed and get it fired back up. We'll see you shortly. Our company does YouTube videos for training.
What are you making sheets? What is she making sheets? What's your making sheets?
For me, yes.
Oh, I think they're the cook.
No, for me.
There's your number 4 here. This is your refrigeration. So each one of your tabs are going to be 15 minutes. Typically I do 12, 12, 6, and 6. That's all it takes. Hey everybody, so we're good to go in there. They were getting a little busy, so I got some oil on my elbow, sorry. They were getting a little busy in there, so I didn't want to hang around in there too long. But I did watch it drop down to temperature, so we were good to go. The most common way to diagnose a defrost timer, if it doesn't have you know, physical damage to it, or if it's not melted, what you can do is you can actually mark the timer, wait a couple of minutes, and you know, see if that thing moves at all. You know, if you guys walk up to a defrost timer and the timer portion, the clock portion, is just really tight, or if it's hard to turn, you know, don't waste any time trying to, you know, lube it back up or spray WD-40 on it or anything, because it's just going to get that way again. What happens is, from the manufacturer, those timers actually have kind of a grease inside of it with all the plastic cogs and everything. And over the course of time, that grease will start to break down. And my glasses are fogging up, but the light's really... I have eye sensitivity, that's why I'm always wearing sunglasses. But it'll start to break down, and you'll have dust and debris, and a lot of times in this case here, it's right there in the make line, so it was building up a lot of oil and grease around it, and it just was hardly turning. So, you know, when you run into issues like that, just replace it. You know, it'll save with a callback. It'll stop a callback altogether. And what you want to do is, you still want to mark the new clock, okay? You want to mark it, and you want to verify that it's running. You want to verify your wiring. You know, that particular system there, it didn't have any type of defrost heaters or anything. You know, it didn't have a termination. So none of that was used. It's basically just a, you know, basic cooler setup. You know, but it is very important, you know, if you're installing those timers and you start it up and you don't have any power, make sure between 1 and 2 you have a bridge there. You know, a lot of the 81, you know, 4500s or whatever, you know, old Grosslin defrost timer you may have worked on in the past, if you'll actually look at it, it actually has a brass bridge on it. And that bridge actually connects 1 and 2. Yeah, 1 and 2. Yeah, there we go. And it bridges that connection and makes 1 and 2 one leg. And make sure you have your neutral on there as well. And you should be good to go. All right, this is your daily tech tips. Y'all have a blessed day.